Hi, I'm Shannon McGee, strategic business coach and franchise owner with Network in Action here in the metropolitan Nashville area. And today I have Ron Cruz with Onyx Roofing and Construction. Thanks for joining me today, Ron.
Thanks for having me, Shannon. I'm excited. I can't wait to chat with you about these new and upcoming networking events and AI, and I'm super excited.
Absolutely. I always enjoyed learning more about everybody's entrepreneurial journey. So, kind of tell me about your path that led you where you are now.
Well, it's interesting because I started with my entrepreneurial journey that isn't even in this field. It had nothing to do with roofing. I was a real estate home inspector,
Okay.
and I did that on my own for a while. And then I opened up my own pest control business, and I kind of paired those together. Ran and operated that solo. Well, with my wife. I can't say solo. I can't do anything without her. So she was awesome. She helped me kind of guide me into that venture. And then we moved out here and I worked for another company and I just knew I needed to kind of do my thing again.
Yeah.
Met some of the right people with Onyx and we kind of branched into creating the roofing division with
Okay.
Onyx. And that's where I'm spearheading and running and helping get that thing launched and growing as big as we can right now.
A couple of things. The inspection in the past actually does tie in, right? You're still in these home services. So the cool thing that I think that offers you is a broader viewpoint than somebody who's just had a narrow path, right? And so I think that kind of leads to you. And on that, tell us a little bit about Onyx Roofing and Construction, because um, Tennessee has some different rules compared to some other states when it comes to roofing. So share a little bit more for our listeners about that and how you differ.
Yeah, no, you hit on the head with my inspection background. It does give me a bird's eye view of the properties I'm on. With the pest control aspect, when I've been working with homeowners and some of their concerns and needs, I really can kind of relate to them on a personal level and discuss some of the concerns and needs they're having when it comes to the roofing issues now. So we're a little bit different. We are a licensed general contractor here in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Probably 70% of roofing companies or more are not. They only hold a handyman license. So being able to differentiate ourselves really elevates the quality of work and craftsmanship that we put in on each and every roof. The inspections we provide are very detail oriented. That's where my background came from. So I understand a lot of these details and we try to help homeowners, especially with all the storms we have here in Tennessee. We help them navigate those waters on legitimate storm damage, helping sure they're fully recovered after a storm. The insurance process can be daunting, and insurance companies don't make it easy at all. So we try to make it very comfortable for that homeowner, relying on us and our expertise to help navigate those waters to get them uh, covered as much as they can when the storms hit.
I love that. And you guys are also a family owned, right? You're a partner, but it's also a family owned business with you as a partner, which I think is a big deal, right? It's not, there's other trends in the industry when there's a lot of private equity buying up a bunch of companies. And so, knowing that you're local and support local, I think that that's also important that people hear.
Yeah, we are family owned. There's four owners. The three owners, they all are in the Cookville area where our brick and mortar is. I run the Nashville side of things, but we are from Nashville to Knoxville. So everything in between we kind of get taken care of for homeowners. We've got our CEO Hayden, our CFO John Tesser, who's Hayden's stepdad, and then we got James Weatherington, who is Hayden's dad. So they have a great dynamic on how they've raised Hayden to have this vision for Onyx. I'm the one that's not blood related, but we're all like a family in how we operate. We all wear different hats, but we all have our own lanes we stay in to help kind of guide Onyx as a company moving forward with all our vision and experience combined.
Well, what I think is it says a lot about you that you're a partner in a family business, right? Like I think that says a lot. So we've talked about storm damage and others. When's the best time for someone to call you? Who are some of the best partners you'd like to meet?
So the best time to call me is before there's a bigger problem, but also right after a storm if you're not sure. We get high winds, straight line winds that affect shingles and roofing systems, as well as the amount of hail we get year after year. So after a storm event, call for an inspection, find out if there's any immediate concerns, get that documented ahead of time as soon as you can. Waiting, you could put yourself at risk because most insurance carriers only give you a 1 year time frame from the date of that storm. So after that 1 year, if you're checking back on old storm damage, you might not be covered. They might not assist you or help you in any way. So the sooner, the better. If you've seen branches or limbs or anything that's around your house where, man, that storm came through, I probably should get it checked out. You probably should. It's only going to be a positive for you because you're either going to get one, a clean bill of health, or two, hey, there's legitimate damage here. We should go ahead and move forward and get this going. And then I could be your advocate, your contractor to help navigate that for you and make sure that you're made whole. And I know how to fight the fights with insurance, cross the T's, dot the I's, jump through the hoops that they make you do. I do it daily, 15, 20 times a week. Homeowners only have to do it possibly once in a lifetime. They don't usually have that experience navigating through it. And insurance kind of preys on that a little bit with the lack of experience for most homeowners. So I kind of help do that. Ideal customers or people that I can help is anybody that has that concern with their roof or it's over 12 years old, 15 years old here in Tennessee. I know most roofing shingle manufacturers say 25 years on those shingles, and that's ideal if it's in a bubble. But with the high heats and the low cold temperatures and the frequent storms, 15 years is a good lifespan on a roof here. So and when we
Yeah.
start getting to that age, it should be inspected annually. It should be looked at and monitored consistently so you can be protected properly.
I love that is the fact that you're willing to be proactive and help people, right? You're not here just to sell a roof. You're like, if you have a question, come let us check. Thank you for educating us on that 15-year because I don't think we've all heard that, right? Like you make this major investment and you're like, hey, I got 25 years. Well, situational is great to hear. I just love that. So, you know, Ron, if someone wanted to get a hold of you, what's the best way to reach you?
Best way is a phone call. I answer my phone 24/7, 615-917-7847, or a text message. I know a lot of people are busy and they're quick to just shoot out a text and wait and get a response. And I could text back and forth and have conversations and time frames scheduled for an inspection or for me to come by. So those are the best two ways to get a hold of me.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining me today. And I loved your story about how your journey led you to this great path of where you are right now. I love your heart for helping and educating people and guiding them through these processes and being a champion. There's a lot of companies out there that just want to sell. And they're just like, I'm just here to make a dollar, and you're here to be a partner. And that's a resource that people need to have before it's needed. So I thank you for joining me today and thanks for sharing your story, Ron.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.